Morning, everybody. Here it is, Friday, February 16th, and it's been a really busy week, and actually, it's been a really busy month. And it's just begun, right? So, I just want to say that the people over in Western Maine, well, there's a lot of shit going on now, isn't there? You got little boys running around in uniforms that weren't issued to them. Yeah, that's right. There was some guy running around in a vehicle, driving around, I shall say, to be appropriate, um, and dressed as a cop. Imagine that. Over in Wilton, Maine. Yeah, well, there was a lot of drug bust over in Wilton, Maine recently and a couple years ago. The DA that was hiding the information, deleting information from files, she was cited in federal court. And now she's back on the system and in the system. Isn't that some fucking sweet shit, right? Well, my daughter Brianna and I went to Wilton PD February 10th of 2023. We talked to Sergeant Charles with Wilton PD. Stephen Charles recused himself, and Perry Ellsworth, the manager for Wilton, said that he recused himself and handed the case to the FBI. So if he recused himself and the FBI had the case of the sex trafficking and the drug trafficking that was happening here in Maine and in Vermont, Derby, Vermont, Island Pond, Vermont, Newport, Vermont, and it all leads back to and ended up in me telling you again, my channel was deleted, but I still have the videos. I still have the paper, proof, fact, and evidence. Conversations recorded, transcripts in writing, and photos that don't lie. My daughter isn't listed missing because she was already found and in a deceased position. Isn't that right, state of Florida? Isn't that right, state of Vermont? Isn't that right, state of Maine? All of the county sheriffs involved. And let me tell you something. When it comes to the state of Maine, Patrick Gagnon, the top dog FBI agent, was in Augusta, Maine, October 4th. He got all the information for 2 hours and 45 minutes. We talked on the phone. He gave me the case number of 992-489-BS. So why is Lorna Noyce dead? Why is Kayla Wright dead? And why is Brianna no longer missing but noted to be deceased? And I can't prove that to you because you see Mark Pelham, the detective on her rape case from April 29th of 2023. He took the case a day after. They didn't want to do an exam on Brianna. I have that audio recording and video too. I have the paperwork and the proof of evidence. So don't you, Chris Ray, at the FBI office in Augusta, Maine. So I suggest that somebody start looking into. You want to know why Kayla Wright is no longer with us? Kayla was being called a snitch, and she was called all kinds of stuff when she was actually not doing anything but doing the right thing. She was put into a situation such as my own daughter, Brianna. The two girls were victims of the same people. The same fucking people, to include the landlord, Michael Hatton. That's right. From Northeast Kingdom, Michael Hatton. He owns the laundromats. He owns the apartment buildings. There was a fire a couple Christmas ago when one guy died because the other guy didn't help him out. Yeah, Kathy Phillips was a victim of that. I lost all of what I had again in 2021, and my grandson being taken and given to the predator that was having sex with Kayla and Brianna when they were only 12 and 13 years old. We came forward to the FBI about Jeffrey Noyce and Vincent Aluzzi and all of the police and politicians involved, which would be Vermont State Police. You've got Sean Brennan. You've got Mark Pelham. You've got Mr. Marsh. You've got the dispatchers, Amy Basari LeClaire, Daniel Lynch, Jeff Ferrier, and a whole lot more. So, with that being said, Robert McKenna, Birmingham, Karen at the Commissioner's Office for the State Police of Vermont, and everybody involved. Charity Clark as well as Scott. That's right, Phil Scott. And Peter Welch too. So they all know that Kayla and Brianna are victims, and through the hands of police and politicians, Brianna disappeared. And Kayla went missing. She was found. They found Brianna too. And they don't want to say why, where, when, or who. But I can tell you right now that I was served a text, social media message. So I guess your messenger, okay, by Ruben Colston threatening me and telling me that he had Brianna with him November 30th. When he said that and then Brianna's pictures surfaced, do you know I've got people that messaged me from Portsmouth, New Hampshire area and down in Boston that said, oh my God, that photo was here on our pages and it disappeared real fast. It sure the fuck did. Because that was a notion just like they did to Kayla's parents and sister. They put it out there on social media to let her know that she was dead. And the family went looking. So did the friends. You see, over 3,000 followers for Brianna. And not one person will call Lake County Sheriff's Department or go to Mount Dora, Eustis, Tavares, Claremont, or the Sheriff's Department down there and ask questions. Because why? Because it's not your child? Let me tell you something. If it happens to your child, I will be the first one to tell everybody, don't fucking help you. Why? Because it not just happened once, but you got three fucking victims dead that are involved with Jeffrey Noyce and Vermont State Police through the court system with Vincent Aluzzi. Do you understand where I'm saying and where I'm going with this? Janet Mills is friends, and so is her whole goddamn family. And by the way, that's another death the day after my daughter's birthday. David Mills, the DuBois Mafia Mills. That's right. He used to work on Smokey's greater shows, the carnival business. That's right. And yeah, so did I, because I was taken in, human trafficked and sex trafficked by one of the owners. And he told me when he dies, I can go home and do whatever I want to do. But until then, I was there with him. And I told him straight to his face, when I go home, I tell everybody what you did, how you treated me, and what you did to me. And so I did. And then my daughter followed suit, and Kayla wanted to tell too. Kayla, you'll rest in peace. Little girl, we're going to make sure that everything is taken care of for you. I promise you, Brianna, I'm listening to every word you're telling and trying to get through. Believe me when I say, girls, we've got you, and we all love you. With the rest of you, you better start helping, or karma's going to be a bitch. You're going to start hearing it. And if you don't start helping, when I'm out here protesting and asking for assistance and giving all the names, I'm going to give yours too.